Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm EUSTACE'S Pharmer, and I hope you're doing well today, as always. So, I have for you today what I think is an awesome mod spotlight. It's the Massey Ferguson 698 Old Edition, and this is by a gentleman called Simul 8, as you see down here on his video thumbnail. And I will leave a link in the description to his video, being that he's showcasing his own mod. So I think you should go check that out. He did an excellent job, and this is just kind of a reinforcement video that I'm doing. So what I'll do is, since we're on the FSUK website, I'll read off what he put into it right from here, and then we'll jump into the game and I'll do a nice comparison for you. So due to the high demand on YouTube, I have finally given in to the pressure and decided to release my edit of the Massey Ferguson 698 by Matt XJS with his permission. I've always loved Matt's Massey Ferguson 698, but I've always wanted it to have more character on the yard, so I went ahead and gave it a complete overhaul. So this includes an exterior texture overhaul, interior texture overhaul, a sound overhaul, new exhaust particles, slightly more horsepower, and fixed twitchy mirrors. So, and then he leaves the link for it down there. So I'm also going to leave you the download link for this mod. It is a gold standard, so there'll be no funny business with anything like that. No uploaded site, no pop-ups or any baloney like that. You just click it and download it does. Beautiful, nice experience, as always on FSUK. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's look at some of the pictures that he's posted, because he's done a really nice job. So there's a nice one. That's really nice. I like that a lot. There's a nice picture showcasing the interior with the old dirty rug matting and the foam bare seats, and looks like the header panel inside has seen its better days. And he's got some rust on the rims and all kind of stuff, some scratches. You know, they've been going through the bushes and the twigs, everything around the farm fields, and it just looks fantastic in my opinion. So if you like this kind of look, this is a great mod. And you can see that the starch white paint job has been like a faded yellow, and the red is even faded out a bit. He's done a really nice job. It looks really authentic. I can't say enough about it. So please do download this mod and check it out. So, okay, let's jump into the farm, and I'll give you a nice comparison and show you what up with this. Okay, so I thought the first best place to start would be inside of the shop. So obviously it's in your mod section under tractors, and it's the 698 old. It's 6,980 pounds, euros, American dollars, whatever you have for currency in your part of the world. And it's 52 kilowatts / 71 horsepower. Okay, so the rental price is $23 an hour, and it's $71 a day maintenance. Okay, so 71 horsepower. He said he slightly decreased it. And that makes sense, because the motor is old. You know, you're going to have some worn seals. The compression is not as good anymore, so it's going to go down a little bit in horsepower. How much down? About 8 horsepower. Nothing dramatic. 79 to 71. So, as you see here, the maintenance on this is 55. 71, it's an older vehicle. It takes a little bit more money to maintain it. So, all in line. $45 an hour to rent the refurbished one, 23 to rent the old one. So everything is in perfect, line with, the age of the tractor. So okay, let's go ahead and jump into the game, and I'll give you a look. Okay, so here we are. So on your left, obviously, is the Massey Ferguson 698 that we've all come to know and love off of the Farming Simulator website, Mod Hub, the refurbished, brought back to life version, and it's always been fantastic. It's always been a great mod in my opinion, and I've always enjoyed using it on my farm. But when I saw this one, I don't know, my eyes turned to stars. I just love it. So let me go ahead. Let's start up this one first, and we'll have a listen. Let me zoom back in. We're looking through the dealership window. Okay, so that's the new motor sound. And as you see, you get the little bit of vapors coming out of the pipe, if you can kind of see that on the video. And then of course the inside is all pristine. Looks like it just rolled off of the showroom floor, which is very nice. Okay. Oh, now I don't know if, yeah, this one does have IC control, and the other one does as well. The same things. Nothing too fancy, obviously, which is okay with me, because sometimes, you know, you start putting in a lot of features, and that takes just, you know, a bit more on your PC to run it. But I enjoy the tractors that are chock full of great options, but I don't mind the simplistic ones at all either. Okay, so let's see here. Now it looks like, is the beacon light different? No, it's the same. All right, so we're going to start off by just starting it up. Look at the black smoke. That's really nice. And did you hear it had the engine fail start? So it takes you a couple of turnovers to get it started. And it's not like some other mods with a long starting sequence, whereas as it's still starting up you could take off and drive it. This one you have to wait until it starts. So that's really cool. So let's give it a little drive here. Look at that smoke coming out. That definitely burns a little bit of oil. Now what I'll do is, while we have it rolling, is we'll check the 3-point linkage to make sure it all connects properly on the tractor. Let's go ahead and jump out. Now I don't know if it's going to work because I have everything off my screen. We'll see. Let's just put it back and quit fooling around. And also I'm crooked. Let's get lined up. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I better make a trip to the eye doctor. Okay, that ought to do it. It jammed it right in there. There it is. And I'm doing manual attach, so it could be fussy sometimes. Okay, and then the yellow dot is to connect our PTO. There we go. So it's nice and tight. Everything is lined up. It's not floating off the back of the tractor. It carries it just fine. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we'll hook it up to the Marshall. And now what I'll do is I'll just use the automatic hookup, and we'll check that as well. I mean, I'm sure it's just fine. All right, let's zoom in close. Superb. So obviously, I would bet you about, $20 that it won't pull this trailer very well fully loaded, as to be expected from a 71 horsepower tractor. And I have it on, actually, I have all my diff locks on here. So let's see, 4, 5, 6. We'll take those off for now. Okay. So now then, let's go ahead and have a look at the inside. And I'm going to jump out, because one thing I want to see is, will the door open from the outside? No. And that's okay with me. I mean, you know, it's a non-issue. Okay, so let's go inside and let's activate the IC control. So we have your opening doors on both sides and the windows. So look at that. We have 5-way air conditioning. So let me jump out and I'll show you the interior here. So yeah, it's got that old oily mat on the floor. It's got the threadbare seats with the foam cushion coming out of there, and we've got some wear spots on the canopy inside there on the ceiling. And of course the dashboard is all speckled and faded, and Looks like it's seen some better days. Maybe the doors were left open in the rain a little bit sometimes. We've got the nice rusted steps, and same goes for the tire rims. Got its healthy share of rust on there, and maybe a little oil down there from the bearings. And down here in the headlights, and he pointed this out in his video. So, you know, at one time or another, probably the headlight seals started to go, or you get some condensation in there and it settles in the bottom. Let me bend down. And you can see there's a bit of rusty water down in there. Now that's just one of those fantastic little extra touches. Now on the inside also, he pointed out something, and I just love this, and I even made a comment about this on his page. Do you see on the right side of the steering wheel on the dashboard, he's got a little duct tape covering up some stuff on the panels. Well, as a teenager, I had an old Chevy pickup truck, and I worked on it all the time, and I got it running great. But no matter what I did, for some reason, the check engine light kept coming on, and it was just one of those little nuisances you can see out of the corner of your eye, no matter, you know, what you're doing. So I put some duct tape over it. There, it's fixed. So when I saw that, that gave me a good laugh. So brought back some memories. So I like that a lot. Anyway, so it's really a nice looking tractor if you like old machinery. It really lends some authenticism to the farm. Let's go ahead and check our signals while we're in here. So they don't show up on the dashboard. So we'll look from the outside. So there's our left turn. There's our right turn. And then here is our hazard blinkers. And they work just as well on the back. And we also have our beacon light. And here's something else I'll show you. Let me put up my FPS for you. And F2. There we go. Okay, it's up in the top right corner by the clock. As you see, when you turn on the headlights, it doesn't like kill your FPS. You don't get any lag or anything like that. I've noticed with some of the newer mods, they're coming out with these like ultra bright xenon headlight looking lights. You know, it's kind of got that very bright purplish white light. Those really put a lot of stress on your game and your FPS. So now don't mind when it goes down to the 30s. It all depends on which way you're looking on this map, as like any map, in all due fairness. So let's go ahead and let's shut her off. And we'll put on our parking brake and we'll take off our signals. Shut it down proper. There we go. So there we have it. The Massey Ferguson 698 Old Edition by Simul 8. Excellent, excellent little tractor. It's a perfect complement to the refurbished one. And you could really come up with a lot of neat little scenarios in your game with, you know, using the old and the new versions. So before I send you off, let's go ahead over to the main farm and let's run this bad boy through the mud. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so here we are. I just cranked her over. So let's see. We're going to do it without diff locks first. I found that most of my vehicles on this farm, at some point or another, you have to put on your four-wheel drive to get through the mud. But more importantly, I'd like to see how much it gets dirty. Really nice. And it's plowing right through it. I'm really impressed. Now, of course, I don't have a load on it. And as like any vehicle, you put a good enough load on there, it's going to sink you down good in here. Oh, thank goodness that pit behind us is empty. Let's see, did we get any on the windows or anything? So I'm just trying to give this a good fair run to see how much of the vehicle actually does get dirty. And I have my game to set to get vehicles dirty fast. Because I think when you're working a vehicle on the farm, it should get good and filthy. And then I wash them down a bit. get some splatter going there. All right, so I think it's safe to say that you're going to get a lot of the splatter off of the tires up on the sides and some on the windows up there. And it looks like it's really starting to accumulate well on the hood. So if there was any con to this whatsoever, any little picayune thing that I could point out is I would really like to see more dirt splashing up onto the windows and across the top and the front. You know, maybe it does if you gave it some more time, but I think, you know, basically as fast as the sides got dirty and all that, you'd want to see it up there as well, especially up here on this window. So, but that that in no way is going to stop me from using this tractor on this farm. It's fantastic. So I hope you'll download it, and I hope you'll enjoy it just as much as I will. And please do, if you're new to my channel, please do take a look through my playlists. I have Gelvin Valley and Thornton Farm. I also do, I did Iron Horse Farm. We're going to be coming to a close with Iron Horse, though. There's going to be one more episode, and then we're putting that aside, because we're going to be doing some other maps, too. So, but there's plenty of Let's Plays, and you're going to see this tractor, especially on my Thornton Farm Let's Play. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. And I'd just like to say I hope you are all having a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And until we meet again, take care, and bye for now.